It's sad.
That was Aisley Hood back in March, the day after her son Jamie allegedly shot 2 police officers, describing her family's situation. That sadness Aisley talks about seems to have begun just over 10 years ago when her other son Timothy was killed by Athens police. Here's what happened that first day. Sergeant Rick Hammond was on patrol when he found Timothy walking around the area near his home 2 weeks after getting out of jail. Timothy told Hammond he was going to try to get it right this time. Hammond noticed that Timothy's speech was slurred and indicated mental illness. Others seemed to notice that too, Hammond writing down that other witnesses felt Timothy was trouble and acted crazy. Fast forward 12 hours, Officer Endurl is on patrol and finds an abandoned car facing east on Broad Street. John Little shows up and he and Endurl talked with witnesses and got a description of the driver, Timothy. Endurl writes that Officer Little went to find Hood and a few minutes later heard gunshots from the area. Little says when he pulled up, he noticed Timothy had a white residue around his mouth and his speech was slurred. As Little exited the vehicle, he writes, "The suspect very quickly pointed a silver gun to the left side of my forehead and said, 'I will blanking kill you.'" A struggle lasted until Little reached for his own weapon and shot Timothy twice. Tim died early that next morning, his autopsy confirming he was on cocaine and a host of other medications. Aisley claims she never heard what happened.
2001 to right now, I don't really know what happened to Tim.
But that's not the case. Lieutenant C.M. Durham writes that he and GBI agent Jim Fullington met with the Hoods to tell them what happened the night of the shooting. Durham writes the Hoods contended the incident and said the police lie. 3 days after Timothy's death, Athens police released a memo saying they received threats that Timothy's father, Robert, was going to blow away every officer he could. Then, back in March, Timothy's brother Jamie did just that. It started out as a simple carjacking but turned into the second day of mourning and questions for police. Officer Buddy Christian, dead. Officer Tony Howard, wounded. Jamie Hood, missing. After a 4-day manhunt, police found Jamie, who surrendered live on TV, saying he was going to be killed by police, just like his brother. Aisley Hood and her family also entered into a second day of questions.
Jamie is not the same person I used to know.
After this investigation, I reached out to the Hood family for an updated comment, but they told me to leave their property. The next court date for Jamie Hood has not been set. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Cuthbert Langley, UGA NewSource.